6:45 is the time. That means Don Day's on the phone with us, dayweather.com. So, Don, quite a busy day. I mean, first off, I'm glad you made it in around all of those cars that were just sort of left stuck in the middle of the road and were able to keep it going. What did you busy yourself with, and how long were you at work yesterday?
It's been at work several days. It seems like, yeah. But that's what we do.
That's what you do, yeah.
That's what we do.
So I'm glad you made it in then. But okay, I'm looking at that. I just want to do the wrap up here, the aftermath before we get to the weekend weather forecast. First off, I read a few stories. We set some records.
Yeah, but there were a lot of records. So
Okay.
Are there anyone in particular you're looking at?
Okay, I know this is a tough one, but snow amount.
Yeah, I mean it's nearly impossible.
Yeah.
And you'll give someone a snow amount and they won't believe it. I've told people the official snow total was 14.6, and I'll have people argue that we only got half of that. Then I'll have people argue we got twice as much as that, depending on how big the drift was in your driveway.
Yeah.
But it's nearly impossible. The only way you can really come up with some type of accumulation, Glenn, with this situation is you take core samples with the snow and you do it in many locations and you melt it.
Yeah.
And then you do a calculation based on what the air temperature was when that snow fell. You come up with a way to come up with the snow. That's the really only way to do it. We could paint a broad brush and say that 10 to 20 inches of snow fell in the Cheyenne, southeastern Wyoming, western Nebraska, northern Colorado area, where we did see places break like 2 feet. You had to go up into the mountain areas for that.
Sure. Can we say then that as storms go, that this is one to be remembered? Or
For sure. And I think this was something that we were really concerned about was the wind, that we would maybe remember this one for the wind more than the snow. And when you put those two together, that's what made it so bad. I mean, anybody that tried to go anywhere Wednesday or Wednesday night, I mean, it was zero visibility. It was just it was a textbook blizzard situation, and you don't get those very often. This is something that is probably about every 10 or 15 years to see a storm. The magnitude of the storm with the wind was incredible. 96-mile-per-hour wind gusts in Colorado Springs, and this storm wreaked havoc from New Mexico and Arizona all the way to Minnesota. The swath and the extent of the storm was just massive.
Well, just get out of our region just for a moment here. I've been talking this morning about our friends over in Nebraska because flooding, bridges lost, they got problems.
Oh, big problems. The eastern side of Nebraska had a huge snowpack. They had a very snowy winter. Then it started to melt, and they were on the warm side of the storm. So they got melting snow and heavy rain at the same time, and we're going to hear more about this in the Midwest this spring. But I'm just hoping and praying that we were able to get through this blizzard without too many livestock losses. That was about as bad as you're going to get it in terms of the combination of the cold and the wind and the snow.
Let's talk about traveling on the interstates first off. I know 80 was closed for a while, 25 was closed. There's video I've been watching where down 25 heading into, let's say, down to Denver. Yeah, there were some pileups, but there's also whole sections of road where you can see dozens of cars where people had no choice but just to get out of the car and try to walk someplace safe because there was too much snow drifting over the roads.
Right.
They got high-centered.
And that was the drifting. That's the problem. And you'll get, smaller cars lower to the ground where your dry pavement, and then all of a sudden you're in 18 to 24 inches or more of drifting. And that's what got a lot of people stuck, just here in town trying to get out of their neighborhood. The drifting really was the biggest problem.
Okay. So now, which can be fun in the summertime if you have the right kind of car and you're really good at stuff like that. In the wintertime, you don't want to be drifting.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay. Now, let's talk about I-80 is open now, but I heard in some areas they had drifts up to 10 feet. Was that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and they did a remarkable job to get it open overnight last night. And you think about it, how long Interstate 80 is from border to border, and that whole stretch got snowed on. The thing about today, if you're traveling, is that especially here during the morning, there's still going to be a little bit of blowing snow and black ice between here and the summit and on the way to Rollins and Elk Mountain. Those areas are still going to have some slick spots, but the winds are going to get less and less. They've really died down. The sun, this March sun, even for those of you that were starting to shovel yesterday, you notice, the snow is melting already.
Yeah.
Even though we never got to 30 yesterday, but that March sun does wonders, and we'll see that here over the next few days. The sun's going to be out. This is going to be just a great weekend to be able to clean up, not worry about anything. If you're a snow person, the snow in the ski areas is tremendous.
Oh, yeah.
The snowmobiling's tremendous. And now that the roads are open, you can sneak up and get away.
Yeah, this is a good time to do it. No, I was even talking with the people up at the Snowy Range area. They were really excited on Wednesday. They just couldn't get enough of this, so let it snow. Okay, so today when I drove in, the main roads, because I take a Nation Way and a little bit of Lincoln Way, nice. Yeah, for those people who need to get on Pershing and Del Range, nice. But in the back neighborhood areas, there's still a lot of ice that was underneath the snow and still some drifts there. So you have to worry about that. But as Don is saying here, that starts to melt off as the sun comes up. So we get into later this afternoon. What are we looking at?
Sunny skies.
Good.
30s. All this snow cover is going to act like a governor on temperatures. The daytime temperatures and nighttime temperatures are still going to be chilly. But as long as that sun's out, we're going to we'll continue to be able to clean up, get a lot of this melted away. This is fantastic moisture. You know, we're now just short of 2 inches for the month of March already, and we're probably not done in the month of March getting some moisture. Believe it or not, Glenn, you know, we were talking about this. It just didn't seem like we were getting as much snow as we thought. We're now above normal with snowfall.
Oh, nice. Okay. No, I won't complain about that. We could always use the moisture right here. Okay, so nice looking weekend then. Anything down the pike we have to worry about next week? Any after that? Maybe?
Yeah, there is a system. It's nothing like what we just experienced, but there is a smaller storm arriving Thursday and Friday that could bring some rain and snow into the area.
Okay.
We see another large storm the following week as a potential. Right. From what we're seeing, Glenn, later this month of April, we're going to have probably 2 or 3 more large storms. I'm not saying that we're going to have this again.
Right.
But we have a pattern that is favorable for more late winter, early spring storms. So we're probably going to have plenty of opportunities to see snow again.
Yeah, stock up at least a little bit. All right, Don, thanks. I appreciate you coming.